Pistis mä sen perkeleen päälle? No pisti. Ai. Now, before anyone gets upset about the title, let me clarify that this video is not about judging men. This video is not about preaching to men. This video is about me presenting you guys with an idea, with a point of view. And I just want to know what you think about this. Is there truth to this? Should we look at these things from this perspective? What do you think? Or do we actually already look at things from this perspective too much? I'm not saying it's the right point of view. I'm not saying that I necessarily think this way. I think there's some truth to it, but it's not so simple that we can just claim that men are the source of all issues in this world. Of course not. Women also need to take responsibility. But I will start by saying what I think about this when it comes to dating. I know that it really sucks for men, because the women online are utterly boring, as I have stated before. Women tend to be super picky on Tinder, for example, when it's compared to men. Men swipe a lot to the right because men are fine with anyone who's beautiful, basically. But women are looking for the perfect guy. And one way to look at that is to think, oh yeah, well, it's because clearly women are very superficial and terrible and picky. But if you really look at things from this point of view, what if even this issue was actually caused by men or made worse by men? What does that mean? Well, what I mean by this is, why is it that women are so picky? It's because they get to be picky. It's because they get so much validation. It's because they get so much attention. And who do they get that from? Men. So actually, if we didn't have all these weak men simping after these women, then women wouldn't be so picky because they wouldn't have so much to choose from. So actually, are picky women the problem, or are they the symptom? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. What do you think? Because if men were more picky, if men were not so weak that they would go after literally anyone and give so much validation and give so much attention, if we men actually required more of women, wouldn't that make things better? So actually, could it be that if men were better, then dating would be better? And I know it sucks to put it this way, because I know everyone who's been doing any online dating as a man already feels like shit. And now me saying this as a man is just terrible. So if you don't want to listen to this, if you're a guy on the other side of the screen and you don't want to listen to more of this, I completely understand. But like I said, it's not that I think this way, that this is the truth. It's just now I'm thinking about this, like, how much of it is actually because of weak men, and how much of it is because the nature of women is picky? Which could also be true, because women kind of have to be picky because they are the ones who historically got pregnant and who were the weaker part. You know, they were the ones who were more vulnerable. They have always had to be careful about who they pick. It's literally life and death. You know, the most dangerous person to a woman in this world is a family member. Literally, a woman's husband is the most dangerous person to a woman in this world. Think about that. Think about that for a moment. So, okay, so women are picky by nature, but still, the reason is in men, because men are dangerous. So that's why I wanted to make this video, because I thought about it like this, and I was like, all roads lead to men at the end of the day. When you start looking at these things, like, okay, women suck. Why? And then you go deeper into the why, and you're like, yeah, well, I mean, women suck about this and that because of men. But it's not productive to just sit here and blame men. That's not gonna do any good. It already feels shitty enough to be a man in this modern society, where you look at the news and you look at, you know, there's men are killing themselves way more than women. So clearly, and you know, in the US, for example, women are becoming more highly educated. Things are really bad for men. So I don't want to sit here and be lecturing men like, you are bad because you were born with a set of balls. No, we're not bad. Everyone is innocent when born. into this world. Men are just innocent little boys, and we are shaped by this world, and then we become shitty. Clearly, obviously, not all of us, but like, I do think women also need to take responsibility nevertheless. It's like, there's this saying of, where have all the good men gone? And the answer is the men are all around. The good men are out there, but they're quiet. And you women should go out and find those men, because now it's like men have to approach women, but now it's normalized that you approach people on the internet rather than in the real life. So now men are too afraid to approach women in the real life. And on the internet, women don't approach men. So now we have this situation where it's like, well, nothing fucking works anymore. I do want to point out one more thing, which is related to my previous video and related to the comments. I got some really good comments, by the way. So please do continue leaving comments on these videos, not to boost the algorithm for my channel, but to actually have those conversations there, because the best thing about YouTube is when you open a video and you go into the comments and you see what people say. That's the best part of YouTube. I'm just providing a platform. I'm just throwing ideas at you guys, and then you discuss those, and I look at the comments like, damn, that's awesome. That's really interesting. So keep commenting, and thank you so much for doing so. But I got some really, I saw some negative Nates in the comments who said things like, the reason why I'm still positive about women is because I just haven't learned yet, and I'm still young. But when I get older, I will learn the true nature of women, that women are evil. And it's like, yeah, I know there's some guys out there who literally have had only terrible experiences. Their mom has been shitty to them, their sister has been shitty to them, their peers in school have been shitty to them, every fucking woman in this world has been shitty to them, so they genuinely believe this. But I think most people who say those comments are just resentful. They know the truth, but they don't want to acknowledge it, because then they would acknowledge that their lives specifically were unlucky. Because if you have a bad experience with something, it doesn't mean that the other guy is also gonna have a bad experience. It doesn't mean that, and everybody knows that. So while I appreciate the comments where people say like, yeah, be careful because women can, you know, abandon you and all this stuff. I know, I've seen a divorce, a nasty divorce, really close to me. And it was terrible. It was really terrible to watch that divorce happen. I know those things can happen, of course I know. So thank you if you know, are actually concerned. But these comments where they're not productive, they're not constructive comments. They're just comments of like these really cynical, negative people who are just full of resentment. So I just wanted to address that, and not all of these bad things that are going on are men's fault, but certainly we can also take some responsibility. Certainly we can and should look in the mirror and think, yeah, well, maybe there are a lot of shitty men, and that's why there's a lot of shitty women, and that's why we are all shitty together. But that's also why we can be good together. That's why me and my girlfriend, for example, you know, we tell this to each other quite often, that, you know, you are so sweet and you have a good heart, and that's what I love about you. We are two good people, not perfect people. We have our issues, of course we do. And fuck, man, I was addicted to porn my whole adult life. And you shouldn't be consuming porn all the time. There's many, many negative, you know, watching porn affects the society negatively, not just you personally. So there's things that I cannot be proud of. And I'm also a weak man in my past. I'm becoming stronger and stronger, but all of us are weak. We all have weaknesses. We can't expect each other to be freaking perfect, but we can strive to be better. We can strive to be good. We can strive to be stronger. That's what I'm about. That's what we should be doing. For me personally, it was not good for me to stay a shy, sensitive kid forever. if I never tried to improve myself, and that's why my channel will always be a self-improvement channel. Even if I talk about, these issues like this, I think I'm not the usual self-improvement channel where there's some kind of a serious guy sitting here and just saying like, stop being a pussy and go to the gym and start hustling. And that's all they are about. That's not me. But I am still about self-improvement at the end of the day. I started this channel to become better and to make others better and to have a good influence. And I think it's important that we realize that we all have that capacity. We can all become a little bit better in something. And that's the message I want to leave everyone with. So if this pissed some guys off, because I know already how it feels to be a guy and hear about how everything is always men's fault, then I understand, but that was not the point of this video. The point was just to think about like, yeah, I wish women didn't go onto Instagram and OnlyFans to shake their asses in front of the camera to become millionaires. But I also wish men didn't give them that money and that attention. You know what I'm saying? So there's problems. There's these different problems that are actually the fault of both women and men, and we need to address these things and take responsibility where we can. Thanks for watching the video, and please consider subscribing if you enjoyed this for whatever reason. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.